Ciao e benvenuti. Today's lesson is about Italian adjectives of color. Like adjectives of nationality, which we have seen in the previous lesson, adjectives of color are descriptive adjectives. They provide extra information about the quality of the nouns they are paired with. Adjectives of color are very useful words. When shopping, for instance, we can use them to give more details about the type of clothes we are looking for. Adjectives of color can help us differentiate between objects of similar shape, color and material by highlighting different shades of the same color. When describing people's physical appearance, adjectives of color can add more details to features such as eyes, hair or skin tone. And we can also use adjectives of color to describe feelings and emotions. The main difference between English and Italian adjectives of color is the position. Like adjectives of nationality, adjectives of color are always placed after the noun. So, for example, the black horse in Italian is translated as il cavallo nero, where nero is the adjective following the noun cavallo, horse. Another example, the yellow pepper in Italian is translated as il peperone giallo, where again giallo is the adjective following the noun for pepper, peperone. In Italian, adjectives of color are divided into three main groups. The first group consists of adjectives of color agreeing in gender and in number with the nouns they describe. These adjectives have four forms: singular masculine, singular feminine, plural masculine, and plural feminine. Let's look at the adjectives of these six main colors. The singular masculine forms are azzurro, bianco, giallo, grigio, nero, rosso. And here are the singular feminine forms: azzurra, bianca, gialla, grigia, nera, rossa. Turning to the plural, the masculine forms are azzurri, bianchi, gialli, grigi, neri, rossi. And the feminine are azzurre, bianche, gialle, grigie, nere, rosse. Now some examples with adjectives from Group 1. Please note that in these and other examples I will indicate the gender and number of the nouns and the adjectives accompanying them with the abbreviations SM for singular masculine, SF for singular feminine, PM for plural masculine and PF for plural feminine. This way it will be easier for you to understand how adjectives of color, especially the invariable ones, work in conjunction with nouns. La matita gialla, il cappello rosso, il palloncino azzurro, i palloncini azzurri, la nuvola grigia, le nuvole grigie. In Group 2, we have adjectives of color which agree in number with the nouns they describe, but have the same gender form for the masculine and the feminine. These adjectives have two forms, one singular ending in e and one plural ending in I. Let's look at the adjectives for these four colors. The singular forms for both masculine and feminine are verde, arancione, marrone, celeste, and the plural forms for masculine and feminine are verdi, arancioni, marroni, celesti. Two of the adjectives in this group, arancione and marrone, are derived from nouns. arancione from arancia, orange, and marrone from marrone, a type of chestnut. They used to be considered invariable adjectives because the forms arancione and marrone were equally used for the singular and the plural. But nowadays the plural forms arancioni and marroni are commonly used. And here are some examples of adjectives in group 2. La bottiglia verde. Le bottiglie verdi. Il pesce arancione. I pesci arancioni. The notable thing about adjectives of color belonging to the third group is that they are invariable. Because of that, they only have one form, which is the same for singular and plural, masculine and feminine. Let's look at some of these adjectives. Blu, beige, fucsia, lilla, rosa, viola. Let's look at some examples. La borsa rosa. Le borse rosa. Il dado blu. I dadi blu. Italian adjectives of color can be combined with other adjectives or nouns and become compound adjectives. When we want to describe darker or lighter shades, we can combine adjectives of color with the adjectives scuro, dark, or chiaro, light. For example, to describe dark blue, we say blu scuro, and to describe light blue, we say blu chiaro. Similarly, we say giallo scuro to describe dark yellow and giallo chiaro to describe light yellow. Adjectives of color can be combined with other adjectives of color, as in rosso-blu, or can be combined with other types of adjectives, as in rosa antico. When adjectives of color are combined with nouns, we obtain compound adjectives like verde acqua, rosso fuoco, giallo limone. Whenever you use compound adjectives of color, you must remember that they are invariable. They have only one form, which is the same for singular, plural, masculine and feminine. Let's look at some examples. Dei tulipani rosa antico. La maglia rosso-blu. Le scatole giallo limone. Gli occhi verde chiaro. Adjectives of color are not always used to describe the simple color of an item. Sometimes they are used to create special words or special expressions. For example, romanzo giallo, which can be translated literally as yellow novel, is the Italian word for detective novel. The adjective giallo started being used with this meaning back in 1929, when a famous Italian publishing house published a series of detective novels with yellow covers. But nowadays the word romanzo giallo is used to refer to all types of detective novels, irrespective of the color of their covers. Romanzo rosa, literally pink novel, is actually the name for romantic novel. Cronaca nera, literally black news, is the word for crime news. And finally, the expression essere al verde, which literally means to be in the green, actually means to be broke. In this quiz, you'll be shown an item and you'll be asked to name its color. To answer, you must complete the sentence where the correct adjective of color is missing. You have 5 seconds to name the color of the item. Pause the video if you need more time to think about your answer. Di che colore è la macchina? La macchina è viola. Di che colore è il cappello? Il cappello è verde. Di che colore sono le magliette? Le magliette sono marroni. Di che colore sono i dadi? I dadi sono rossi. Di che colore è la farfalla? La farfalla è blu e nera. Di che colore sono i fiori? I fiori sono fucsia, rosa e bianchi. And that's all for this lesson. If you have enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. Grazie e arrivederci.